What is going on, everyone? My name is Jeff. So Activision Blizzard reported earnings today, guys. And what I want to do is go through their earnings report, kind of comb through all the details. Then we're going to touch on guidance. Maybe towards the end of the video, I will talk about some options plays that I'm definitely going to be looking at tomorrow morning and possibly buying. Now, there's a couple of different factors that are moving the markets right now. And I think before we get in Activision's earnings report, we need to talk about those. I'm just going to briefly mention them. So hopefully this helps you all understand this dip we've had over the past couple of days. So guys, do me a favor, drop a thumbs up on this video if you're enjoying it. I appreciate all the support, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. All right, let's get started. All right, so we have two things at work that are putting bearish pressure on the market temporarily. So the first thing is the Fed's decision to leave interest rates unchanged. And guys, you just have to understand the market just needs a couple of days to process that. Pretty much guaranteed, anytime the Fed speaks, you're gonna see a lot of short-term volatility, and most of the time stocks tend to go red. In my opinion, this is very bullish for investors, that the Fed is leaving interest rates unchanged temporarily. And then, of course, over the past 5 days, oil prices have dropped off quite a bit. Back on April 30th, oil was around $64 a barrel. And then, of course, today when the market closed, oil was down to around $61 a barrel. So this does have some negative pressure on the market. And so we've seen 2 red days on the indexes. The current spike up in oil price was just a little long in the tooth, and it was time for a small correction. Neither one of these things are really worth panicking about at all. And so Activision Blizzard traded up 2% today, even in a bearish market. So what does that tell me? Investors were expecting a really good quarter from ATVI, and we actually got that, okay? Because Activision beat by 6 cents on quarter one non-GAAP EPS, and then they beat on bookings by $20 million. But then the stock actually dropped 4.3% after hours because Activision Blizzard did have to modify their guidance a little bit. Anytime the company's guidance is below the consensus, it really does not matter what kind of earnings they had. It's all about that forward guidance, and that is what made the stock dip after hours. So here is our job as traders and investors. We need to go through these guidance cuts and decide if we are willing to forgive, and make a decision if their guidance cuts are so low that we cannot invest or trade this company, or are the guidance cuts kind of fractional and small and we still see a lot of value sitting right here in front of us. So the bookings of 1.26 billion, that dipped year over year, but it actually came in ahead of company guidance and adjusted EPS of 31 cents. All right, so for quarter two, which is going to be the next quarter, it's guiding to bookings of 1.15 billion, and that's light of expectations of 1.28 billion. And their EPS of 23 cents, considering GAAP deferrals, is well below the consensus of 37 cents. So what I'm most concerned about is the revenue numbers, okay? And as you can see, that is a pretty big gap of 1.28 billion down to 1.15 billion. So basically, look at it like this. Activision Blizzard is lowering guidance $130 million. But with that said, even with a forward guidance of 1.15 billion, you do have to see the value of this company is still apparent, and it's still there. Now, if you would get to this next earnings report and they miss on revenue, you could see a very, very big dip in the stock. I do think the stock price is holding up pretty good, just simply because they did beat on earnings. And then for the calendar year of 2019, it sees bookings of 6.3 billion for the entire year, and that's light of expectations for 6.4 billion. And their overall guidance of $2.10 versus the consensus of $2.16. And so as you can see right up here, guys, Activision traded up to $49.55. but now in after hours it is down about 5% to 47.10. It would not surprise me to see this stock at $46, maybe $45 a share, okay? But I do think the worst days are behind Activision Blizzard because their overall 2019 guidance outlook is not that bad, okay? So back here on the 24th of December, that's when almost every publicly traded company made their 52-week low. Activision was trading around $43 to $44, but they actually made their low on February 11th of this past year, and they got down to $39 a share, but they quickly traded themselves out of that stock price. Now, I do not think this dip will last very long, and now I own Activision Blizzard in my retirement IRA, but I also want to play some options, so let's go take a look at that. Alright guys, and keep in mind, tomorrow morning when the market opens, these options prices are going to be much different, and obviously the calls are going to lose quite a bit of value. So I would like to buy a set of options that would pretty much take us to the next earnings call, okay? So we can anticipate that to be around August or September. So I want to look at August 16th and November 15th call options. So let's start in August, guys. I have a few suggestions for the month of August, some options I will be looking at tomorrow morning and possibly buying. These options on the bottom here, they have a break-even price of $52.80. They're the 47.50 calls, and right now those options would cost $530. That is a little bit steep, especially if you want to cost average and buy another set of contracts later on. However, tomorrow morning when Activision Blizzard opens up in the red, you are going to see a lot of value fall off of these options very quickly, okay? So I will definitely have these set up, and again guys, set your own limit price. What are you willing to pay for those options? And then of course, even some of these up here, like the $57 calls, I do not find that a price they could not reach. It's only about a 20% move in 3 months, and right now they're $210. So and then if you really want to play it safe and you want to give yourself plenty of time, which sometimes that's the method I prefer because then the pressure is kind of off for a while, you can look at the November 15th options. So keep in mind, those sets of options that we just looked at in August, obviously they're going to be priced up a little bit more here. Like the 47.50s would cost around $690, and of course the $50 calls would cost about $563. But keep in mind, on this dip, and depending on how long this stock does dip, the price of these options are going to fall off quite a bit. So if you can get these contracts at a 25, maybe 30% discount, you know, I think it almost goes without saying that Activision Blizzard, even on a guidance cut, should be able to reach $54 to $55 a share. But those are the options I'm going to be shopping tomorrow, guys. The August 16th and the November 13th call options on Activision Blizzard. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for the video. Drop a comment. Tell me if you are interested in buying this current dip. Make sure to leave a comment. I'd really love to hear what you got to say. Thank you, as always, for watching the video, and have a great day.